Dave from Integral has a fantastic experiment. So I'm going to guess that all of you have heard about little botnets and things like this. We actually have one live here tonight with us. And Dave is going to demonstrate it. So we're going to turn one on. And we are. We're going to turn one on. We're going to see how it works. And we're going to have bets. And, I don't know, free drinks for the one who gets it right. We're going to have bets about how many ads this little botnet that we've captured in a jar will actually view. So with that, Dave, over to you.
Hi, everyone. So can we take a bet on a free sail around the world on your
Oh my God, right.
Because I'm more interested.
Sure.
Anyone who asks questions, can we ask more about James' illustrious life as a sailor rather than viewability? So hi, everyone. As James mentioned, I'm from Integral Ad Science, and one of the focuses of our product portfolio is really to help buyers, sellers, platforms clean up and manage the volume of fraud that's in the industry today. I think that you probably have to be buried under a rock not to know and read about all the problems and the challenges that advertisers and sellers are faced with fraud. And as part of our research, when we look to develop products to help combat fraud, and it can be managed and it can be fought effectively, we go out and we establish what we call honeypots and machines that are infected with known bots. For those of you that don't know what a bot is essentially a piece of code or a program that installs itself onto a computer that essentially infects that computer. And what it does is it allows somebody else, not you, to take control of that computer. So what I've done is I've logged in to this infected computer. I'm using a program called TeamViewer, which allows me to remote log into a machine that is based in one of our labs in New Jersey. And for those of you who are not from New Jersey, every form of criminal activity happens in New Jersey. So as Tony Soprano showed us. And what this shows you is essentially the desktop of that machine. So it's a Windows-based machine. It's got a bunch of different browsers installed, Internet Explorer, et cetera, et cetera. And what we typically find with malware that is used to infect machines is that it targets Windows machines more often than it does Mac machines. It targets types of browsers that have security vulnerabilities, older versions of Internet Explorer, et cetera, et cetera. And so this user who's looking at this machine, as you can see, is not doing anything right now. There's no browser open. There's no Word documents open. They're not doing any work. And what I'll do is I'll ask Becky to flip to a Chrome browser, which will actually start analyzing the processes that are running on this infected machine using some technology that we've developed. So if you click Start, we are now basically starting. That shouldn't happen. Have you got internet connection? Oh, yeah. No, it's good. We're good. Sorry. So what we've done is we've activated this analysis now that is starting to analyze the processes that are running on this machine. So there was a blank screen that you saw, and this browser is looking at what's going on behind that blank screen. And as you can see, that machine is loading web pages. And those web pages are serving ads. But nobody is actually seeing those ads. Those ads are being served by a machine, by the bot that's infected that. The cool experiment, which gets a free ride around the world on James's boat, is that we have installed an ad blocker in this browser, in that little hand over there. And what you can do is you can start counting the number of ads that this bot is serving. So since I started the bot, it served 24. And we're going to let that cook. I kind of feel like I'm on an Oprah show. We're going to let that cook, and we're going to come back to it at the end of the panel, and we'll see how many ads this bot has generated. All right? So
there you go. So just to reiterate a couple of those things, this is looking at the output of that computer. So that is what you would see if you're logged into that computer, and it's just looking at the IP traffic that's coming out of the back of it. So you would never see the browser open. So now I'm going to, in orders of magnitude. So how many people think that, so this is the botnet, right?
yeah.
So how many people think that, I don't know, let's go with at least 10 ads were seen by the bot? 10? Okay. More than 100? Still hands up. More than 1,000? Still hands up. More than 10,000? More than 100,000? So the consensus seems to be between 1,000 and 10,000 seems to be the consensus of the room. David, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Yeah. So one thing to point out. So this is a single machine. The average botnet is 10,000 machines, 20,000 machines. Sometimes it can be about as big as 100,000 machines. So if you click on the little pop-up counter there, the little ad counter, we have 2,500, almost 2,600 ads.
Crowdsourcing right here.
There you go.
Nicely done.
It's a pretty good guess. So if we say 2,500 in an hour, times by 24 from a single machine, times by 20,000, 50,000, 100,000 machines that are serving fraudulent ads, you get a sense of the scale at which these things are operating.